Well, hi there, racing fans, and welcome to another edition of Winning Ways, where you're back from your treatment.
Yeah, all good.
You're looking in fine shape.
I'm in fine shape. It's really going well, James.
Oh, well, you're bloody lucky you got a draw yesterday.
It's going we should have won. I thought it was 2 points dropped by Spurs, but you had chances. Both teams could have won the game, but we could have wrapped it up early.
I looked 5 times.
Yeah.
I kept looking back at my PVR and going back into where this game was being played. I kept thinking it must be at White Hart Lane.
Because that's how dominant we were at one stage.
It was pathetic.
Well, James, it just
we were
shows
1-0 down, and we said passing the ball under the back. I thought maybe we were 1-0 up, maybe that I was losing it.
James,
maybe I should get the gun out.
Do you know what you got to remember is you're top of the log, so you don't lose sleep. But the point I'm trying to make is
I lost a lot.
Spurs have progressed so far that we took it as 2 points lost away from home at Arsenal. Never been a happy hunting ground. So I think it's good for everybody. The league's getting tight. If we'd have won, it would have been 3 points, 5 teams, which would have made it better. But again, I like talking to you about Mourinho. I see he lost again, James.
He was sitting in the pavement, apparently, with his iPad outside on the pavement. Lost again. You know what?
I want Roman Abramovich to come out there and say, leave him alone. Listen, he's my manager. Whatever happens, he's my manager. Because it's fodder for the journalists, James. Every week the journalists say, what's going to happen now? He's lost again. So what? So what?
No one actually gives a damn.
That's what
but the only one who gives a damn is Mourinho.
Yeah.
He's the only one that's really upset about the whole thing. Because look, Ray, we're not finished yet.
We're not finished.
We're not finished. We're talking about Mourinho, and we love talking about Mourinho. I know that there's it's a big show. What about Man United?
They're a Dua team who
they got Dua manager too.
They're up there. They're knocking. They could win the league. They certainly are a team with a lot of potential, a lot of quality players. But it's very tight. I like to see the West Ham still doing well, Leicester City still doing well, Crystal Palace. It's make for a good league.
I'd like to see Liverpool doing badly.
Yeah, the silver bullet hasn't arrived yet, So they shouldn't have lost. I watched the game as well. They shouldn't have lost. But anyway, that's football. And just one last thing on sport, because it's always fair we talk about sport. Ex-Springboks are sending around a memo saying 2 beers must go. Heineken Miller, the coach of the two beers as I call it, Heineken Miller, must go. What's your take?
Where must he go to?
Yeah, he must not coach the Springboks again. He's had his time and his record's spotty. And he said, judge us on the World Cup.
Well, Ludica, I don't think they can get back. So who else is there?
To take over the Springbok job? I don't know.
They're not going to use Ackerman because he's a Lions boy. You can't use Lions people to spring.
They don't use many Lions.
They're not going to use the guy who coached Japan, Eddie.
Yeah,
okay? He's not going to get the coach. Checker's not going to get the job.
No,
Hansen's staying with the New Zealanders.
What about Mitchell?
Maybe Lancaster. He'd be a good choice.
Lancaster?
Yeah, he'd be good because he's lost his job.
Named after a bomber. We ain't using him. No. Yeah, so
that's food for thought.
That's food for thought. Think about our sport.
I reckon he should make Pat Lambie the coach. And make Nick Labuschagne the assistant.
Yeah, 50 caps for Lambie. That's very good.
Yeah, very good. No, and he never even got a handshake from the coach.
Yeah.
It's a disgraceful affair, let me tell you. And that's the inside information. Don't tell your mates. Tell them that you heard it here. Let's go and see a 3 to follow.
His dad, distorted humor, he's probably one of his best sons at stud.
I'll have another, wins the derby. Lilacs and Lace, 48-1, upset.
He's just a big, strong, leggy horse.
Well, let's go to the Vaal on Thursday and have a look at the maiden plate for fillies. They went 1,200 metres, race 4 it was. We picked out the second filly, Alexa. She got beaten by a mate of ours, Horse Soul of Spain, Sean Terry and Mark Curry. It was very nice to see them winning with this filly. But let's go and have a look at the second one. Beautifully bred and a lot going for it.
Yeah, this filly's by Saison. It runs in the fast 15 colours who bred it. She walks out of the gate, she does. The eventual winner, funnily enough, is just 3/4 of a length behind her in the yellow and black. Are those Mark Curry's colours?
Those are Mark's colours.
Mark's colours, yeah. So it drops off so the winner does win a good race, Soul of Spain. But what for me was interesting, James, is the way this horse who gets chased along a little bit to stay in the hunt, loses it into the stretch. The winner goes straight past and it picks it up again. I like that.
Yeah, she's just very green. She was green out the pens. I thought she got a cracking good ride from Gavin Larena, and just experience beat her. But she won't be long in the maidens, this filly. She's a very, very nice filly. She's got a lovely pedigree. She's by Cesar out of Alexandra B, who's an imported mare, Darshan mare.
Yeah.
There's a lot to like about this filly.
You see, the winner on the outside here, James, quickens very well under Kamalo. And then she's just a bit flat-footed because Kamalo's come from 2 lengths behind to 2 lengths in front, and the race is over for all intents and purposes. But she changes leads down the inside, and Gavin's onto her neck. And look how she responds. The third horse was in Toti.
Yeah, absolutely murdered the rest of them. I think that this filly now's got the hang of what it's all about. This type of trip, next time she'll be able to go in, but she'll go distance. She won't be a sprinter. I wouldn't have thought this filly. She's definitely going to stay on. Let's go and have a look at the next one. We went to Kenilworth Saturday, 7th of November, and we picked out the winner. This is a very, very nice filly. Maiden fillies, 1,200 meters, first race. Let's go and have a look at this.
Do you know what's very interesting? The horse we found is Captain's Flame down the inside, an expensive Captain L. And what was interesting was the trainer came on the air when he was interviewed in the morning line, and he said that he thinks this horse can win. It was 14 to 1, James. It started 8, 9 to 1. He came out transparently, Andre Null, and told everybody, I really fancy this horse. It's not too green, it can win. Won a great race.
I think Andre Null's getting what he deserves to be able to train a string like this. He's a guy that's passionate about it. He's good at the job.
Yeah.
And they've given him the chance, and he's stepping forward and doing it. Really, you've got to give him full marks for this. This is a lovely filly.
The favourites leading here, James, Honest Ali, and going along with Pierre Cornet Orford, doing well. And then our friend Captain's Flame is the horse that runs in the Platinum colours, is now 4 off the right, starting to quicken. When I saw it quicken here, because this, the runner-up really runs a good race too, James, Impala Lily. But look at this horse's debut. This is very impressive, James.
Very, very impressive indeed. She quickens up. She's got lovely action. She's by Captain Al, champion stallion, and she's just very, very good, this filly. I think that she'll go on and win a lot of races. So she's well worth putting into your notebook. She just hands and heels, ends up extending away. The third horse was quite a long way away again. And
Chevrolet stud, James, from a top stud. Well done. Keep an eye on this. Captain Flame looks very useful, and by that super stallion, Captain L.
Right, then we're going to go to the next one, and we're going to go to the Natal Guineas Trial listed. This horse we picked up early in his career, but we're going to have another go with him because the way he won this, he looks like he's very good. Exit here. Let's go and have a look at the Natal Guineas Trial on the turf at Greyville. The turf's in magnificent shape. Well done to Ralph and the team. And goes to the front.
Yeah, this turf's in fantastic condition, yeah. Arthur sends Exit here, who's by JPEG, up to the front. Bred by Mouton's Hook, this horse. And Arthur likes to be in the vanguard. He's very good at the gates as Arthur. And this horse here, I had my reservations because it had won so well on the poly. And I thought, can it transfer it to turf? Not a problem. I really thought Ricky Tikitana, who was the eventual runner-up in the yellow and light blue in about 5th year, would give it a big race.
Well, Ricky Tikitana is a nice horse as well, but this horse absolutely butchered him. You'll see he turns into the straight, having set in his fractions himself. He's not going that hard. But what I liked about this horse was the way he quickened up again and went completely away from them.
He's eligible now for the $1 million, isn't he?
Yeah. A lot of horses putting their hand up for them, their hoof up.
Their hoof
for the $1 million.
Hoof up.
No, the hoof's going up for the $1 million because everyone wants to win $1 million. It would be like winning the lottery. And here, now, Exit here looks like he's under a bit of pressure. Anton gives him a scrub.
Gets tackled early.
Strides up outside him and actually goes past him, or certainly gets to him. But Marcus says, no, not having none of that. Ricky Tikitana on the outside has got a chance, but he just doesn't get in the race.
Yeah, this horse is off again, and Alesh Naidu, one of the big players in KZN, well done to him. Marcus Just is his partner here, so another big horse going there, but I really like the way this horse went on with the business. It really went on well, James.
Yeah, he ran a very good race because he absolutely murdered them. He beat them very easily, he might be a little better than even we thought he was. So he's certainly a horse to have a close look at.
Okay, good that it's our mates from Mouton's Hook.
Yeah, Mouton's Hook, they bred it. JPEG, he's a South African champion. He was bred originally.
International Group 1 winner.
Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah. So it's very nice to see him have a really decent horse, and I think this horse could be very decent if he goes the right way. So we're going to move on. We've got in your call today, we're going to have a very interesting little insert with Chad Leclos. You know, he just won, I think, 3 or 4 goals at
least
Soha. And he won a couple of silvers. He got beaten the shortest of short heads twice.
Yeah, in a freestyle.
You know, he's just different class.
He's versatile.
And yeah, he loves horses, and he can't wait to put his arms around them.
He's always asking when's the horse going to run, and will it fit in? Him and Bert sit there and work out if it'll fit into their racing, their swimming program. And no, they're very passionate. They love the photos, and they always come and see their horse. I'm pleased for him and his partners and the horse they go with me.
And this was a very good little insert done by Spielberg and Michelle Wing. Spielberg apparently different class.
Different class. No, I've seen this insert. It's an excellent insert.
Nearly as good as that.
Well done to Spielberg.
And what was it called? Jurassic Park.
Yeah, it's nearly as good as Jurassic Park. It's very good, and well done to Michelle Wing. She's a wonderful professional.
And we'll be talking about the Melbourne Cup before that. So let's go and have a look at the Blast from the Past. We're going to have a look at one of the greatest horses, I believe, the greatest horse that ever ran in South Africa, winning the Dingaans 1998. See if you can pick him up.
Open. Soft falling rain, pulling clear. Soft falling rains won the SA Nursery by 3.
Racing in the 2000 Guineas. Gates fly and they're racing in the Godolphin Mile.
They're off and racing.
Weight didn't matter. Class tells. Soft falling rain, much too good. Soft falling rain, an impressive Guineas winner. Soft falling rain is drawing clear.
He's made it 7 out of 7 by winning here today.
But it's Soft Falling Rain who is powering away for Seat the Mining Style, a high-class performer, wins the Nay of Joel Stakes.
Southern Warrior going forward, and Fiat Lux racing with blinkers for the first time. He'll complete the Dingaans lineup. Fiat Lux goes in. All set. Fired away from the 1600, and Fiat Lux the first to react along the inside. A stable companion, Golden Tulip, Queen's Consul, and Horse Chestnut is on the move on the far side. Pablo Zita has the run of the fence. Outside of that is Lucy's Lad. They were followed by Island Colony and General Franco. Southern Warriors racing back, one from last, and within reason is the back marker. They head up towards the 1200 now. Golden Tulip on a tight rein. The pace is not on in the early stages, but Horse Chestnut gone up to race second. Fiat Lux is third. Lucy's Lad is fourth. Queen's Consul in fifth position is just 3 lengths from the leader. Pablo Zita biding his time along the fence. Then comes General Franco. Behind that is Island Colony. It's a very compact field, and Southern Warriors racing back, one from last, within reason, without those front shoes at the back of the field, but he's only got 7 lengths to track down. At the top of the lane, 800 metres left to race in the 1998 Burns Cunningham Corporate Travel Dingaans, and Horse Chestnut has wasted no time, gone to the lead. Horse Chestnut from in second, Golden Tulip, Fiat Lux slipping through along the inside, then Lucy's Lad and Queen's Consul. Pablo Zita's got 3 lengths to track down on the leader. 400 to go now. Horse Chestnut says, come and catch me if you can. Pablo Zita's in pursuit. Queen's Consul wide up on the outside is Southern Warrior. Horse Chestnut is being driven along in front, has the lead a length. Pablo Zita becomes a danger on the outside, then comes along the outside Queen's Consul. Horse Chestnut is all over the place, but he's sheer class, and Horse Chestnut has overcome it all today to win it and win it well. Horse Chestnut by 4 from Pablo Zita in second, Islands Colony a good third, Queen's Consul was fourth.
What a wonderful race. Thanks to Byron and Johnny, because he just put lengths between him and the rest of them, didn't he?
We don't realise what a great horse this was, James. This was a great horse. Now, Pablo Zito, who was a very good horse in his own right, he tried to tackle him 3 times, I think, and every time the distance got bigger. It reminded me of Sham and Secretariat. Sham tried to take on Secretariat, and they ended up killing him. But this horse, James, we miss a horse like this. This is superb.
What is interesting is that if you look at some of the great horses that I remember, and Secretariat was one of them, got beaten once. Horse Chestnut.
No, he got beaten more than once, Secretariat.
He got beaten by Onion. Onion beat him.
No, he got beaten his debut.
Onion.
Okay. He got beaten his
debut.
debut.
I mean on a roll, okay?
Yeah, he got the Triple Crown, but he got beat afterwards again.
On a roll, okay? When a horse goes on a roll and wins. Seattle Slew, you know.
American Pharaoh. He got beat, but he was...
American Pharaoh.
Yeah,
how did he get beaten? You know,
Yeah.
that was keen.
He also got beaten in his debut.
Yeah, but the point is, during that run, when
Yeah.
a horse is invincible,
Yes.
it's beaten.
Yeah.
And this horse was just the most amazing horse.
You know, James, I'll never forget this horse Chestnut. We can talk about him for a moment. I remember when he came down, Michael brought him down here, stable next to me. And Patchouli Dancer, I think it was, had bled.
Yeah.
And it was top horse. It had a row of just champions. And this horse came in, and Mike said to me, this is really a superb horse. And his record then was winning first time out. He got beaten the Morris Lipschitz second time out. He ran fourth. He got beaten by some
Clifton King.
Clifton King, and the runner-up was imported Pat Shaw's horse, and it was his only defeat, James.
Yeah.
It was his only defeat. From there on, any trip, any distance, anywhere in the world.
Anywhere in the world.
He went to the Brohard. He won the Brohard, and I think Mark Smith or Bailey, one of them, wrote him saying,
5 lengths, Mark Smith. Yeah.
I've never seen a horse give a second kick like that.
No.
Just a pity he went out when he did.
The Americans find out about those zebras from Africa.
Yeah, the zebra. Who is this horse? He was going for the Don. I remember it was just a racehorse of note, and I don't think he ever threw himself back. You know.
Well, I think the broodmares might be the graft. You've already seen
yeah,
that. A couple
yeah.
of the broodmares look like they, you know, same with Secretariat. He had it was a fantastic broodmare sire.
Yeah.
You know, and that's where they live on in themselves. And I like horse chestnut mares. I think they're going to be worth their weight in gold.
One of my favourite horses. I remember speaking to Mark de Kock about him. I said, Mark, how good is this horse? I said, you've had champions go through your hands. The Tombies, we're talking about that era. And he said he wouldn't have taken a deep breath and beaten those horses. He'd beaten them a length of the parade ring.
Yeah.
That's how good he was.
I know. Yeah, he was fantastic. And wonderful to be able to see that. And I said, thanks to the guys who kept it for us. Plum of the week, let's go and have a look and see what this is. This is a good one.
At the 400 in regards to Broadway, the leader, Free State's coming around to put in a claim. Violet Tone, Respect at bay. Regards to Broadway, Free State now moves in. And Free State, regards to Broadway, Ginger Biscuit on the outside, but Free State goes for home. And it's Free State over the last 100 metres to win it. Free State will win it. It's a matter of what will run second. The second position will go to Regards to Broadway or Respect at bay. And then Whistling Wonder.
Well, this was super impressive. You could have got 4-1 at any time on Interbet. Certainly worth having a little strike on her. She is a very, very good filly. By Ideal World, bred by Maurits Fontaine.
Robust girl, you know, she's beautiful. She can run like the wind. She really is talented. We had Jeff Perkins in here. Him and Ralph, and I think somebody else, Ralph the vet, that is, owned this horse. And
Wendy, yeah.
And Wendy, a cookie.
Yeah,
that's right. Win 52 for Ralph Katzwinkel, the vet. But this, James, quickened up, and I don't know where it's going to stop. I don't know how good this filly is, James.
Well, the way she beat Regards to Broadway, who I think is quite a good filly,
yes,
just shows that she is really top class.
And what was the best price you could get?
You could have got 4-1, 9-2, much as you wanted on Interbet. I don't know if that's not a wonderful price about a filly like this.
You ain't going to get 4-1 next time unless it's an international race.
No, you're not going to get 4-1 unless it's a group race. But she is very nice, and well done to the connections. We're very happy for them. And it just shows you get a bit of luck, you come on winning ways. Geez,
we changed it all for Jeff.
Yeah, it just changes a lot.
I saw, did you see the interview with Dees? And Dees mentioned he had a drink before the race. The nerves.
Had a few drinks after the race. They did a couple of bottles of champagne.
Good for them. That's what it's all about. Celebrate the wins, because you know the saying, you win some, you lose an awful lot.
Okay, so we're going to go and have a look at the choice carriers and current affairs, and we'll chat about that and some other things as well.
Bet on any sport at any time, even during play. From as little as R2, you too can be part of the action. With over 20 sports betting options, Interbet offers you more variety and the best odds. Go to www.interbet.co.za now.
Right, welcome to another edition of Current Affairs. Only one feature race around the country, and a good race it was too, down in Cape Town, the Choice Carriers Championship. It's a Grade 2 race for the girls, and it looked to be a very interesting race. Unfortunately, one of the guys lost his balance and fell off a horse, so you will find a horse well, not impeding with him, but impeding with the photographs. But James, a good race for Walter, great success for Walter.
Yeah, I'm thrilled for him. He had a lovely day. This filly was drawn out in the bush. She looks very, very good. I know that they think a lot of her, and the way she won this, she is very good, because Intezar has shown that she's probably the best around at this stage. And I just like the way this filly won from a very deep draw. But you take your hat off to Elder de Meyer. He rode a very good race on this filly.
He's a good rider. He's a good rider, Elder. He rides a lot of winners, and he's won the Met. He's done a lot. He's a good young rider. This race here, well done firstly to Peter Choice, who's got involved and came with the sponsorship of this race. It's a very good pointer, James, because it's 1400. It's at Kenilworth, and as you highlighted in the beginning, it's a wicked draw.
Wicked. I think we should go and have a look at it, then we can talk more about it. Let's go and look at Silver Mountain, turning for home.
Main chance.
Races fourth. Entisar is just in behind those, and Princess Royal Corner's just a length off that one. Patala's beautifully placed back at the fence. Taffety Tart came very wide into the straight behind runners. Princess Royal is deep as they switch off that false rail and head for home. Victoria Laval leads him in the Choice Carriers Championship over towards the inside. Entisar towards the outside, and Just Felicity racing behind that. Patala's coming home nicely. Icy Fire's unwinding a good looking run over towards the inside as they come down to the final 200. Entisar is just in front. Silver Mountain's running her down up the outside, and Silver Mountain is coming away closing. Silver Mountain draws off from Entisar in the closing stages. Taffety Tart might have just snatched third. Well in flight was behind that. Icy Fire.
Well, there we go. A superb performance by this horse, Silver Mountain. And a lot of people are saying that it's going to turn out to be a good horse. And well done to Main Chance. They had, if I'm not mistaken, Princess Royal was theirs as well. It looked like their silks as well. And Justin was in town, Justin from Mark. They're winning races all over the place at Main Chance. They deserve this.
Well, they bought this filly,
yes,
obviously for a pedigree. You know, she's by Silvana, obviously there is in Salem, but she's out of a Versace Pegasus mare, Our Table Mountain. And I was reading some interesting statistics on these horses that Graham Beck bought in, these mares that Graham Beck bought in. Some unbelievable mares.
It's helped the industry.
Blues Dam, it's just
it's helped the industry no end, getting these wonderful pedigrees in. And as you say, Fuchiati Pegasus, funny enough, Harry's son's by Herodison is by Fuchiati Pegasus, so the influence there. He was a Derby winner. But I really like this filly, how far she'll go. If she goes 10 furlongs, she could be a superstar. Entisar, James, just touch on the top two in the betting. Entisar, a very good run, James. Came through, quickened up, hasn't run since winning that Group 1, and might just have needed to tighten up. And the same could possibly be said for Princess Royal. Andrew Fortune gave it a good race, followed Entisar, just didn't have anything in the latter stages.
Yeah, I think Entisar and Silver Mountain are the two. They're head and shoulders above the rest. Entisar might have just needed the run. I know that she's got bigger fish to fry through the season, and she might, as Mike said, she might just have needed the run. Mike Bass ran third as well with Taffety Tart.
Very good run with Flying Ice, and even Dennis Dryer's filly just got beaten a whisker for some black type, and then that's well in flight. So interesting race, but again, all the accolades have got to go to the winner because of the task that to overcome.
Yeah, and great start to the Cape season. We got some superb racing coming up there after we get finished with the big race meeting at the end of the month here.
Yeah.
Just talking about big race meetings, the next big thing on the calendar is Friday, Saturday, the Jockeys International.
Yeah, that's very true, and I'll be pleased to see my mate Paddy Cosgrave. I will be up in Joburg on for Saturday's part of the meeting. I've got a runner up there.
Oh, good.
In the Victory Moon, double clutch is running, but it's great. It's always good to get up there and Patsy, I see, and it'll be
Kieran Fallon.
No, not coming anymore. Kieran Fallon's been replaced by I think a Brazilian jockey.
And Hayley Turner's
coming.
She's had a last ride over the weekend at Doncaster in the Bedford November Handicap, ran second.
Yeah. So her last UK ride's out of the way, so she'll come out here. And she's a very accomplished rider. She's still quite young. Maybe she wants to start a family or something.
32 she is, yeah. She's been riding for 15 years. She's been a phenomenon, Hayley Turner. I think she's a very, very good rider. And pity she couldn't go out with a win, but Nice to run second in a big race like that.
One who couldn't go out with a win, James, funnily enough, talking about ladies, is Lady Cecil. Now, Lady Cecil, as we all know, is Henry Cecil's wife, and he unfortunately passed away. But she's been training and she's been doing a good job, and she's retiring. She took her last run out to Woodbine in Canada, James.
Yeah.
And it ran a good race, but tired to run fourth. It's called Western Reserve.
Yeah, so, you know...
Did you ever meet her? I never met her.
No, I didn't know it. I knew the original Lady Cecil.
Oh,
but,
was there one before?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, this was, I think, the second or the third one. And,
okay. So Henry's our man.
Yeah, he had a few of them. But at the end of the day, I wonder who's going to take over those stables. Those are the best stables in Newmarket, up on the top of the hill there. And certainly got one of the best rose gardens in the whole of England.
That's right. He prided himself.
Loved his roses, yeah. He was an amazing man.
Amazing trainer. Eh?
Talking about England, the Derby, the stake for the Derby, the English Derby this year, £1.5 million.
£1.5 million. Phew. That's some serious candy. What's it, over 30 million?
Yeah.
Ooh. Mark de Kock, can he aim one of his big horses? Can he get by one or two there? Michael's been going for, he's been to Melbourne Cup, he's been to Breeders' Cup, he's got
a stable there, and who knows what you end up with, you know. They're buying yearlings over there, and you might end up with one that really can run. You just don't know, you know.
Yeah, you just don't know.
You could end up with a Derby horse, but there's only one Derby winner every year.
Yeah.
As Tessio said, that little piece of wood defines a horse's life and a person's life too. You know?
It's a special race. And right, another one talking about horses and English horses, Red Cadeau.
Yes.
Now, Red Cadeau had been down and he went wrong in the Melbourne Cup. He'd placed many times. He had 5 cracks at it, and he's on the mend. They were worried about him, James. He's on the mend, and he is going to retire in Australia.
Yeah, he's going to the horse park there, what do they call it, the Heroes Horse Park, which is fantastic. There's a whole lot of horses there, you know, just fantastic horses that won Melbourne Cups and that.
Great place.
They retire there. People go and have their picture taken with them. It's a fabulous initiative that the Australians have got, and who knows? We've got a bit of a horse park up here, up at Moy River. Sue Armstrong's got a couple of old, retired, very nice horses there. She looks after them. So
James staying on the Moy River vein at the Breeders' Awards.
Yeah.
The KZN Breeders' Awards. And
great evening had by all on Saturday evening, and the KwaZulu-Natal Breeders to the fore again.
Yeah, it looked like a real good thrash. I know the Anita Akel Award went to director Koos de Klerk, who was, he's emotional, as Dees would say.
Yeah, it was emotional.
He's emotional.
His birthday.
It was his birthday yesterday.
Long weekend.
Passionate man, our Koos. Passionate man.
And the best award was the Achievement Award, which was for Des and Robin Scott, you know, and apparently they just the whole room stood up and applauded them, and they have been
great
fantastic.
Guys. Great guys. You know, they've bred many good horses over the years.
I remember when I was a kid, my mother sent me for the school holidays once to go and work on that farm.
Okay.
With Brian Boyd was the manager.
Yeah,
I was 14 or 15. And I went and worked in the breeding season there. My goodness gracious, it was an experience. But Brian Boyd was a master.
Yeah.
And that was my first experience of Scott Brothers.
Good, wonderful,
that was a hell of a long time ago.
Wonderful people. Yeah. And they deserve all their success. And well done that they got a standing ovation. They put a lot into it for up here. And so well done to KZN Breeders. Good to honour the achievers.
Hong Kong, Tony Millard won the big race there, and Richard Fourie. So fantastic, the South African connection.
What's called Top Act.
Top Act won the ladies' purse, which was brilliant for them. Absolutely fantastic.
Who won the men's purse?
It wasn't Tony. Might have been David Ferraris.
David,
yeah. David Ferraris.
Yeah, so wonderful. We don't hear enough of what is going on there, you know, especially with regard to
we get the racing, and
I get updates on Teton.
Yeah,
he still seems to be. You know, we've got David, and we've got Richard Fourie, we've got Patrick Shaw in Singapore, and Byron Forster. It'd be nice to get some more information, because they do a good job. They fly the flag.
Yeah, they certainly do. As far as the rest is concerned, Richard Hughes, an old mate of ours, he had his first win at his new training centre. He's now in Jenny Pittman's yard in Upper Lambourne.
Is he in Jenny Pittman, eh?
Yeah.
Was she just a jump trainer, James?
She was a great jump trainer, yeah.
Great, fantastic.
Her husband Richard Pittman was a jump jockey of note. You know.
Okay, yes.
He was a very, very good rider. I think they ended up.
Is Mark their son?
Yeah, that's absolutely right.
Yeah, well,
tremendous family.
Now, the Richard Hughes first winner was by Duke of Marmalade.
Tremendous.
Tremendous.
He's going along well. Doesn't have to waste anymore. He's a great rider.
You know what I like, that he's training now, so the millions he's made he'll give back.
Yeah.
You know,
well,
he'll give back a portion.
Yeah, it happens.
You know, it happens, you know, you want to give up money to start training. It's great fun.
Anton said this morning, he says, can't wait to get out there, start training, didn't he?
Who?
Yeah.
Arthur?
Yeah.
No chance Arthur will trade. Arthur will trade horses.
Anyway, talking about big money, American Pharaohs, they set his stud fee $200,000. He's standing at Ashford Stud in Coolmore.
Yeah. That's true.
That's
American Pharaoh. So
yeah.
James won't race again?
No, he's not going to race again. That's him. He's done his bit, and the way he raced.
Coolmore bought into him, eh?
Yeah, they bought into him. Yeah,
because he was that's right, by Pioneer the Nile.
And the other thing I thought that I must mention is that I see there's a ready-to-run sale in about 2 weeks' time at down at
it's a big sale.
There's a My Boy Charlie on the ready-to-run.
That's right.
Now, My Boy Charlie has produced a Victoria Oaks winner this weekend. So he's quite a fancy stallion, My Boy Charlie. His name was Jamela.
There's some very nicely bred horses on that sale. It's a very strong sale. I will be down there. I'll definitely go down there and have a look. And try and get a decent horse or two. But I've always liked that sale, and I'll be there, as they say.
California Chrome.
Yeah.
He was out there. He had his first gallop.
They're keeping him a racing, James.
Yeah, he's going to race next year. They say that his comeback will be in January, but he had his first breeze at Los Alamitos. And he just had a little bowl along under a hard ride. So nice to see he's coming back and going to race again, California Chrome. So going to be fantastic. But we got that's about the news. We got a couple of very good inserts for you. We're going to firstly have a look at the Melbourne Cup.
Mushreik's coming back for more. Fighting Warrior down the inside. Mushreik, Fighting Warrior. Fighting Warrior gets his battle armor on, and he scores under Stuart Randall for the Ivan Moore stable.
Well, Tuesday morning, if you didn't get up early, we've got the whole race for you and what happened, and it was just a phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal race. First woman to ever win the Melbourne Cup, and her brother, who is a strapper, was the star of the show, wasn't he? You know.
Kevin Shaper posted a lovely photo of the brother and Kevin. Kev on his travels shares he has met them, but wonderful, because the horse was 100 to 1, I believe, James.
100 to 1.
100 to 1.
Absolutely amazing. And there's a couple of the owners tried to jock her off it. There was all types of stories that they wanted to get her off. They wanted to put another jockey on. She'd ridden it 23 out of the 24 times it raced, and she gave it a peach of a ride. I mean, an absolute peach of a ride. Frankie Dettori carved up half the field, got himself a week suspension, going through about the 300. You see him move out, he just takes everything. Boom.
Yeah, Frankie had said to her before the race, talking to her in the jockey room, and said, what are you going to do tonight, darling? She said, I'm going to celebrate winning the cup. And he laughed at her. She ended up beating him. That's racing, James.
Yeah, it's like a fairy tale. It's just absolutely amazing. The guy who owns it, one of the partners, he looks like a real character too. But it's just it's an unbelievable race, and the way they do it is fantastic. So we got a little insert. Let's go and have a look at the Melbourne Cup.
So did the offer, and Fame Game being eased in the early part of the race. Away pretty quickly, Who Shot the Barman, Sartorius Criterion, Max Dynamite not too far away, down towards the inside. They're quite prominent. Over towards the outside, Quest for More is riding forward. Big Orange maintaining his line with Excess Knowledge on his outside, but they're both heading up towards the front-running horses. It's quite a bunch field, not a tremendous amount of speed about in the early part. Fame Game's gone right back. He has about 4 or 5 behind him, and he's outside El Moon Quith. Quest for More had crossed down to the rails, and he has the lead, but they're not going particularly hard. Quest for More being joined by Big Orange. Excess Knowledge out wide on the course. He's pasted deep without any cover. Snow Sky Pink Cam is 4th, and they're following Criterion on the inside, and Trip to Paris gets a nice run. A length and a half, Who Shot the Barman, Max Dynamite, and then Sky Hunter on the outside. About a length and a half further back in the field is Bondi Beach, Prince of Penzance and Grand Marshal. Back behind those horses then is Our Ivanhoe on the inside, and then Hocko, Brave, Red Cato, Centurious, The Offer. About a length further back, Gust of Wind on the inside. They're followed then by the United States and Fame Game, and well back in the field is El Moon Quith. Hartnell the outside, followed by Preferment, and a length away is Kingfisher. He's at the tail end of the field. So they make their way along the riverside of the course now, and the field is being led by Big Orange now. He's out by 2 lengths. Excess Knowledge is 2nd, Quest for More is 3rd, Snow Sky is 4th, and Criterion getting a beautiful trail 5th. A length to Trip to Paris as they make their way by the 1600 metres. Next, Max Dynamite. Posted a little bit deep, then Sky Hunter, followed by Who Shot the Barman, Prince of Penzance. Then came Grand Marshal. He'd be dead set middle of the field at the moment, being followed Bondi Beach out 3 wide, and then Our Ivanhoe being followed by Hocko Brave. A length further back is Red Cadeau. With him is The Offer over on the outside as they make their way down the back of the course, and about a length and a half further back in the field then is Gust of Wind down on the inside. Back behind those horses then is El Moon Quith as a fair way back in the field. Centurious was outside of Red Cadeau, and they're followed now Fame Game. He'd be 20 lengths away from the leader. They're being followed then by Preferment at the end of the field. Kingfisher is still back last. Hartnell's about 3rd last. Coming up the side of the course, they race before the home turn. Big Orange from Excess Knowledge. A length away then Quest for More. Trip to Paris. He's working into it on the outside, and so is Snow Sky wide out. Then came Criterion trying to find a way through. Round the outside came Sky Hunter, and Bondi Beach off the track is making ground 2. Our Ivanhoe waiting for a run down on the inside as they bunch up around the turn. Now Fame Game, he's got to the extreme outside with The Offer. Big Orange first for home from Excess Knowledge. Snow Sky joining in, and now Trip to Paris is coming. They're followed then by Who Shot the Barman, going for a run on the inside as Our Ivanhoe. Coming past the 300 metres, Excess Knowledge went to the lead narrowly. Here's Prince of Penzance coming on down the outside. Prince of Penzance from Michelle Payne. Now Max Dynamite starts to charge home. Prince of Penzance from Max Dynamite. Prince of Penzance, it's history at Flemington. Michelle Payne. Prince of Penzance beat Max Dynamite. Criterion's run 3rd, then either Trip to Paris, Gust of Wind, or Big Orange. The next one's over. Just behind those horses, The Offer, and they're followed by Excess Knowledge, and back behind those then in the field was Fame Game, didn't come on, and they were trailed then by Our Ivanhoe. Further back is Bondi Beach, Hartnell, El Moon Quith, Preferment, Kingfisher's well back with Hocko Brave, Grand Marshal, and Sky Hunter, and the United States are towards the tail of the field. Michelle Payne has created history at Fleming.
Stevie Payne, the strapper, picked out number 1 at the barrier draw. Michelle's brother there. Darren Weir, the trainer, has been so close before. It is a magic moment. It has been a great year for women in sport around the world, and particularly in Australia, and this tops the lot.
Michelle, this is stuff you dream about as a kid, and you've spent your life in horse racing. What a moment.
Unbelievable, Sam. I lied in bed last night, and I gave my chance a little time to think and dream about it, and I thought about it, imagine if I'm talking to you after these races. Unbelievable. It's like a dream come true. This horse is awesome. What he's been through, he's Darren Weir, unbelievable training to get him here like this today. All of his staff, Jared and Maddie and Tyson and all of them down at Warrnambool, this is all to them because they got this horse here in the best shape he could be in, and I'm just so grateful and thankful to them and all of the owners and but this is just awesome.
Michelle Payne, she has just lived a dream. What a phenomenal racing family the Payne family is. Her brother Paddy's a champion, multiple Group 1 winning trainer. You know, Marie and Therese and...
Her brother-in-law's won this race, Brett Pebble, who's married to Marie Payne, the sister of Michelle. And this is one of the greatest chapters that has ever been written in the history of the race, and boy, there's been a few. Well, it's a stunning shock, but it's one of the best shocks any of us have ever had. I mean, it's just the most remarkable story. We've had 300 to 1 winners win the race in the history. This is close to 100 to 1 today. We'll find out exactly what price this horse has started at. The Prince of Penzance, a horse that's been dogged by injury, came back. He had a great year last year. He really got himself into the cup with that great run at Moonee Valley. And this young lady who's ridden the horse 22 times before today, and this brilliant trainer, Darren Weir, who's done the hard yards like nobody else, and they've combined today to win the best thing possible in Australian racing and nearly the world now. It's a Melbourne Cup.
What a story. I mean, he was a big prize. Did any of us give him a chance? I feel bad that I don't think we did. And Michelle has been actually saying all along that she's quite confident. She thinks he'll give her a great ride.
Her brother a big kiss and a hug. Thanks for drawing barrier 1, brother. He's saying thanks for making it a great ride, sister. You beauty. But the great thing about this story, it's a great racing story. You know, the Payne family, Michelle getting her opportunities. She's had to do it tough being a female rider in dominated sport by men. But she's got an affinity with this horse. I helped Michelle a little bit with some coaching, and she spoke to me about, will we get a run in the Melbourne Cup with this horse, and what do you think of my chances? And I said, well, he's hard fit, and on your daring ride at Moonee Valley, you know, you're hoping probably for a top 10 finish, and that'd be a great thrill for the connections. And she was very bullish and thought that she would do better than that. And have a look.
Minutes before the horses are going to leave the pre-parade ring and come into the mounting yard and then make their way onto the track for the greatest prize in Australian racing.
Number 19, Prince of Penzance. He'll be ridden by a young lady making her second Cup start. Say hello to Michelle Payne.
It's a raw, nothing like it in sport. And they bounce out of the barriers and down that straight at Flemington.
Oh, the Payne go. Good boy.
Great race about to begin.
Well, it's, you know, it's absolutely amazing to watch a young girl go and win the Melbourne Cup on 100 to 1 shot.
Amazing. I'd say Michelle Payne, this is stuff of movies, James.
Yeah, there's no doubt they'll make a movie. Her brother's a Down syndrome kid. They one of 11, 2 of 11 children.
Jeez.
11 kids in the family. It's a big racing family. They're all involved in racing. Father-in-law's a trainer. This one's a trainer. That one's a jockey. It's like you know, they are the heartbeat of Australian
racing. And Darren
racing.
Weir?
Darren Weir, I think he's a New Zealander.
The horse is a New Zealand horse.
Yeah, the horse is a New Zealand horse, and as we said, Aussies will never win the Melbourne Cup again with an Australian bred horse.
And Frankie's ride, James?
Frankie's ride was a shocker. I'm sorry, Frankie's my time. But really, he took out half the field to get out. And she got the first run on him, and that was the end. And in fact, if they turn into straight together, Frankie beats her.
Yeah.
But she gave this a peach of a ride, and it just shows you've got the horse underneath you. If you give the horse a good ride, you'll probably end up winning the race. But you've got to give the horse a good ride.
Have you ever been to Cup? I've never been to Cup.
Yeah, I went to the Cup in, I think it was 97. Saintly won it for Darren Beedman.
Yes, I remember.
We did the circuit, John Biscobie and I, John and Janet, and we went and did New Zealand and Australia. We started with Cox Plate.
Yes.
And then we went to the Caulfield Cup.
You could do the McKinnon.
McKinnon, we did the whole bang shooting match and finished up with the Melbourne Cup. And I was on the plane sitting next to Darren Beedman on the way back from the Cox Plate.
Yeah.
And we were chatting, and he told me that he's going to become a preacher,
yes.
Which he did. He was a great jockey. And then he said to me, if you want to have a bet, you back you back Saintly in the Cup. I think it will win the Cup.
Gee,
Which it
well,
did,
there you
know?
go.
And he won the Cup.
The
I think it was
tipping
Bart
preacher.
Cummings' 10th
Bart's
Melbourne
coming,
Cup.
yeah.
You know,
The
it was just
yeah.
amazing. But we got some Australian news here. I think that I hope you enjoyed that. We loved it, and the whole of Australia comes to a halt.
Yeah.
But Australia's been good this week. They've had a few winners.
Yeah, the only thing they lost was the rugby. Right, here we go. Successful Magic Millions graduate, Mela Maria. Now, this horse was bought for Michael Lazzi for $2,500. Marmalade, very good filly. Lineker, supposed to have an E in it, another E, no problem, and won the big race. And what a poet. So the Aussie graduates, a very good week for the Magic Millions graduates.
Yeah, it's been a good week, as you say, except for the rugby where the old foe gave them a proper hiding, which they deserved anyway, but we've chatted about that. So we're now talking about soccer and that type of thing. You know, good luck to the Bass Clan. They had a great weekend, and hopefully Mike perking up. We're thinking of Mike. Love to you and Carol and the team. And we're going to have a look at Chad Leclerc.
Yeah,
and see
very good insert.
See how he hugs the horse. I want
That's
to see
it.
it. I want to see him hugging his horse.
Let's go and have a look at Chad Leclerc.
We're about to find out how fast out he is.
It really started to drag him out. He couldn't be a little bit slower.
On 3 occasions, Leclerc and Mitsuda are closing. It's going to be close. Phelps is hanging on. He's a winner. Does he touch? He doesn't. Yes! One of the all-time great races, one that'll be talked about as long as Olympic swimming is going on. An even more stunning result. The last 10 metres out there is an iconic moment in Olympic history.
Michael Phelps is my hero, and I just wanted to race him in the final, and I just wanted to win so bad. I can't believe it. You don't understand what this means. You know, this is like the greatest moment of my life. I don't think I could ever beat this moment.
Unbelievable! 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 It's unbelievable, and it's beautiful!
I'm Chad Leclerc, Commonwealth, World and Olympic champion.
Unbelievable Chad will come home today. Unbelievable Chad by 3.
From spectacular performances in the pool to exciting wins on the track, Chad is one of racing's newest owners. How did you feel the day Unbelievable Chad won?
Unbelievable. No, it was incredible. You know, it's almost like when I race, you know, you think about what it's going to be like when you win, but when you win, it's another story, you know. It was just crazy. My Unbelievable Chad is my pride and joy. You know, we've had a fantastic couple of months together. You know, I feel like I'm his, I wouldn't say father, but I'm his close uncle. Yeah, it's just amazing. It's been a great experience, you know, being involved with Paul and the team, and just happy to be part of the game. I think it's an exciting new chapter of my life.
Funny enough, I went to the Durban sale, and Linton Ryan looks at all my horses for me. He's bought me so many good horses over the years. And Linton said, this is a nuclear missile, I'll never forget. So he brought this horse out, wow. I said, Stevie Wonder can see this is a beautiful horse. He said, you've got to buy this. Rustle up your troops. Don't go around looking at all the horses, rustle up your troops. I said, okay. Now rustling up your troops for me, the sales means go to have a couple of beers at the counter with the boys. But we got the horse, and Linton said, you really bought a good horse here. And Philip Kahn came and said, he's a Toreador who's really starting to fire, and I seriously mean that. Toreador is turning out to be an exceptionally good stallion. Greg Blank's involved with me in it, and can we retain a quarter? I said, sure, you know, because I'd gone out and bought it. And I phoned up Bert Leclerc, who and I grew up together. People wouldn't know he used to be a goalkeeper. Bert and him took the bulk. Bridget Conway went in with the breeder and Greg Blank.
It's awesome. It's awesome to be on the other side of the fence. You know, I think being who I am, you know, a very competitive person, and I think my horse has got similar qualities. My racing colours are, well, I think they're amazing because the rings are in the Olympic colours. Obviously, the Olympic Games being close to me, we thought that it would be right to put it like that. Having green sleeves and green hats is the hat that I raced at the Olympic Games, or swimming cap. So the jockey wears that, and you know, it's just South Africa, you know, it's green. To have the colours are perfect.
I used to have horses, I was bookmaking and all that. Now it's completely different. I go to the racecourse completely different, and that's the only time I go to the racecourse is when Unbelievable Chad runs.
And do you love it?
Absolutely, absolutely. I like to see Chad happy. If Chad is happy, then I love anything that makes Chad happy.
It's like my baby. Like I'm very happy that he's won. Yeah, we're just excited for the future.
he looks to be a very good horse, and we're hoping that he can win a big race to someone like Chad, who's an absolute gentleman.
Bert, tell me, what is it like having a son like Chad?
Well, it's challenging at times, you know, because he's got to train hard and he's mischievous. He's a little boy, you know what I mean? He's like any other boy. I mean, there's no different. I treat him no differently than I treat my other 3 kids. He's still my son, you know what I mean?
Chad received swimming's highest honour when crowned world champion for 2014 by the International Swimming Federation, FINA.
Well, for me, I think there's many factors in becoming world champion. You know, obviously discipline, dedication, and a lot of sacrifice. But I think also you need to have something special. You have to have a BMT, an X factor, as we like to call it, something that can maybe set you apart from other athletes. So, you know, I like to think of myself as a racehorse sometimes, or as a boxer going into a fight. And you know, you just have to have that temperament, which I believe Unbelievable Chad has. When I put on my national colours for the first time was in 2009. I was just 17 years old and I was going to World Championships. It was an unbelievable feeling, you know, because you never forget your first time, you know, walking out there, playing for the Springboks, so to speak, or the Proteas. That was probably my most memorable moment, you know, racing there. But I think every time that it happens, it's still a tearful moment.
2014 was a phenomenal year for Chad.
2014 kicked off at the Commonwealth Games, where I equaled Ian Thorpe's record of the all-time medals. Also the World Cup Series. Sorry, I was the first person ever to go undefeated in the whole series, 27 races. And then probably one of the highlights of my career was, you know, going to the World Champs and winning 4 golds and becoming the first South African or African to win the World Swim of the Year award. So, you know, it was almost like winning the Ballon d'Or of soccer. So I was very, very proud. And you know, it's probably one of the crowning moments for me. You know, I'm a very determined young lad, and I believe that I can beat anybody on the day. So, you know, I train every day to be the best. I believe that I'm the best, and you know, Michael Phelps, you know, yeah, he's the greatest, but next year I will beat him.
2016 promises to be another significant year, with the Olympics to be staged in Rio.
Our preparations for next year are going really good. We've already started training for next year. We're doing a lot of hard yards, so like a lot of pre-season, so to speak. We also did a lot of racing this year, but next year we'll cut down on the racing just to focus on fine-tuning myself and my skills. So it's just all about getting ready for the big occasion. You know, we've got a couple of months left and it's coming quicker than we all think. The better you get, the more you want to achieve. Well, that's the way I feel. You know, I think it's important for me to keep focused and to keep being proud of South Africa and proud of my team. Most importantly, I want to help grow the sports in South Africa. I want the kids to know that we can do it from home. We can do it from Lahi Park and Pinetown. You know, we don't have to go to the States and get fancy stuff thrown at us. You know, we can do it from humble beginnings. So that's what I stand for, and I stand for the people. So we've always said right from the beginning that I wanted to achieve great things, and I wanted to be an ambassador for the country, you know, and it's unbelievable to think that, you know, 5, 6, 7 years down the line, 10 years down the line, that I've achieved the goals that I wanted to achieve. Best advice I've ever got given was actually from my father. You know, he always taught me never to give up, never to let anybody tell you can't do something. You have to achieve your full potential. If you can see that goal, nothing can stop you.
I get phone calls all the time on my phone. Hello, who's this? I said, who do you want to speak to? Oh, is Chad around? I said, yeah, I don't know. How old are you? And they go, then you know. They say 16. You know they're like 12 or 13. There's thousands of them that come, they're young girls.
He's the type of guy who's a great ambassador, because Chad is just becoming more and more famous every day. When you're 21 and you're the world's best swimmer, you know, it's an amazing achievement.
I don't think anybody would have thought a few years back that a young, humble boy from Pinetown would beat the greatest Olympian of all time. So, you know, my story to date is unbelievable, you know, because I come from a normal family. You know, I train here in Pinetown, which is a public pool. We don't have the fancy facilities that the mighty Americans have, and we still beat them. So I think that's a tribute to the country, to my family, to my coach, to everybody around me, and hopefully the unbelievable story of Chad de Klerk can keep riding forward.
above. That's one of the biggest millions I've ever seen. Grace Valana, the leader. Grace Valana has